blah blah blah, 4000 Dragon Ball. Now moving on to other arcs like the Broly movie doesn't really need to exist. I mean, we could do like another Frieza revival, and Frieza's got like a new form, but that's just gonna be dumb because Christian's already got Origin Saiyan, Goku's got Ultra Instinct, Vegeta's got Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, Broly's got full power Legendary Super Saiyan. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much just useless, so there's no point. So yeah, moving on to a different approach of the arc. I want to add an arc of my own called the End Arc. While Christian is teaching Goten and Trunks all about the world and about Saiyanology, they're walking around the forest because he says that flying will just ruin nature and you have to observe it. Let's go. Then, out of nowhere, they're just walking and a portal opens. Christian says, "Get behind me now." The two of them get behind, a little bit scared, and a Christian, a Goku, a Vegeta, a Trunks, and a Goten, and a Gohan, with like, they've got black with a tint of red, and their clothes are red and black. And I call this the beginning of the end. Shout out to Shadows Glitchers for doing this video, but it's in gacha form, which I'm going to be doing this in actual talking form, but it's Dragon Ball themed. When they come, he says, "Who are you?" He says, "Well, I'm Christian." That's Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Goten, Trunks. He says, "But these are Goten and Trunks, and I'm Christian." He says, "Get back. You two, get away. I don't trust these guys." They say, "Okay." The dude tells the Christian in that part says, "Follow them." They go and blast off. Christian would Kai to Goten, Trunks and Kai to Whis' world. He says, "Goku, Vegeta, problem." They say, "What?" He says, "I can't, this is the one problem I can't handle." And they say, "What? Just say it." He says, "Evil versions of us are in the world. And he says, "Please, take care of Goten and Trunks. I'll go after them." He says, "Take care of your own children, please. I'll go fight." He says, Kai. And let me see. When he appears back, he's punched in the face. He goes, sorry, that didn't hurt at all. "Shut up! There is no one there! Go sit down, go lay down, go lay down. There was literally no one there. Shut up, shut up, shut up!" "Who do you see?" "You do not see Anna." Go. Be quiet. Be quiet. And now I have to sit next to my dog so he'll shut up so I can record. I'm gonna just remove this arc and do something better. One day, while they're training, Goku, Vegeta, and Christian are having an awesome time on Whis' world. They're fighting Whis at full power. Goku in Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Christian in Super Saiyan Rose, Vegeta in Blue Evolution. They're all rushing at him, having a great time trying to land a couple of hits. They do land tons of hits on Whis, and they're not that big blows, but they still hit Whis. He says, "What are you guys working to be?" Goku says, "I want to be the strongest ever. The strongest Saiyan in existence." Christian says, "Too bad, Goku, I already am." Whis says, "Christian, are you planning on becoming the next Supreme Kai of the universe?" He says, "No, I want to aim a little bit higher." He says, "God?" He says, "No. An angel like you, Whis. That seems pretty fun. I mean, your job is pretty easy." He says, "My job is not that easy. I have to He says, "Also, Whis, are you kind of like, how have you not gotten crazy yet?" He says, "What do you mean?" He says, "Bears was asleep for over 40 years and somehow you didn't go insane with no one to talk to you." He says, "I've talked to the Oracle Fish." He says, "So what? You've talked to a fish for 40 years. Pretty sure you must have got paranoid or something." He says, "I would have went crazy if I was stuck 40 years without anyone to talk to." He says, "I almost got paranoid in the hyperbolic time chamber because I was only with Broly and Broly doesn't talk." But now he's much more talkative. He can start a conversation if he wants, except no one really wants to talk to him because they realize that there's a giant dude who's almost 7 feet tall talking to them. He says, "I kind of feel bad for the guy." He says, but I do want to become an angel. He says, wait, can I be an angel if I have ultra? Can I be an angel without ultra instinct? He says, well, if you had that origin form and mastered, then you could probably become an angel. He says you'd have to have mastered that form to where it doesn't even take energy out of you. He says, I think I want to do that. He says, if I ever become an angel, I want to make you immortal, so we can still train under you. He says, oh, that's not possible. I will be able to live, but my angel powers will be stripped and give to you. He says, wow. And he says, who's planning on becoming the god? He says, I'm pretty sure Vegeta would love to be the god, right, Vegeta? He says, that sounds pretty interesting. He says, do I get paid for it? He says, of course not. It's a godly duty. You're protecting your own universe. He says, yeah, Vegeta, why do you need money? You literally have the richest family in the world. He says, oh yeah, he says, Goku would probably like that if it paid. He says, wait, Goku, you are dumb! He says, why? He says, all the time you've gathered the Dragon Balls, you've never asked for money. He says, because I got money from Hercule. He says, oh, person says, I don't even live in a house. I'm basically homeless. He says, I don't even know where I live. He goes, really? You don't even have a house? He says, no, I don't have a house, actually. I stay outside. He says, geez, that must be cold in the winter. He says, no, I just go Super Saiyan Rose and push, and then none of it goes on me. It feels pretty nice to go into Rose. He says, but I really wish that I could, find a home. He says, well, say no more. You're a Kai. You could summon a home. He says, can I live here? I'm pretty sure I'd be much more often. He says, I think I might live on the Supreme Kai world for a while, and once I become an angel, I'll live here. Christian teleports right to the Supreme Kai world and says, hey, Kaioshin, you mind if I do something quickly? He says, sure, what is it? He creates a house, and a ginormous house, enough that has a T-spot. Then he places it down. He says, whoa, what do you need something that big on the Supreme Kai world? He says, Christian says, you know how Gowasu has that? He says, yeah. He says, why don't we put that there? Why don't we put this here? And then we can have like a nice place in case it snows here. He says Shibuya says the Supreme Kai world doesn't have snow. He says, yes it does. When you weren't here, it was snowing one day. We had a terrible storm. The whole planet was white. I had to go Super Saiyan Rose and use my Keyblade to cut through it all. And because you didn't like the planet not being good enough. So basically, this planet has had snow. He says, also it's cold on Earth. I'd rather live here. It's peaceful, where I can meditate, and also it's durable, so I can train. He says, oh no Saiyan is going to be training on our world. He says, Kibito, calm down. Person says, oh yeah, Kibito, Shin, I've thought of what I want to be. I don't want to be a Kaioshin. I want to be an angel. He says, that sounds pretty good. And that, guys, is it for this part.